Hello, and welcome back to another edition of Carrie's Gardening Channel. So today is June 17th, 2021, and I'm out here in the old greenhouse with the early treat hybrid tomato. Now this is the one that I'm growing in a container here, and I seen that it did, let me find it here. Oh, where'd they go? Here they are. That we do have some tomatoes coming on. So these are going to be great for salads. Now we do have more blossoms coming, and I am going to let it grow up to the fence. I have a few things to move here, and I'm just going to let it grow up to the fence and kind of let this be its support. And I'm going to put in some other supports for it to kind of help hold it up as it grows. Now this tomato back here was a volunteer tomato that actually grew in the greenhouse. It's growing, the seeds fell from one of the fruits, and it started growing on the floor, so it's just kind of growing up through, and you can see it grew up through the fence, and the fence is holding it very nicely. So this is going to be a mystery tomato. I don't know what that's going to be yet. So because the letting it grow up to the fence is working so well for that volunteer tomato I just showed you, we're going to be doing that with the early treat hybrid tomato as well. Now the early treat hybrid tomato, it doesn't give very large tomatoes, but it does give some, it's a very heavy yielding type of tomato, and it is an indeterminate type tomato, which means it continuously keeps giving. So providing that the fruit keeps getting taken off of it, it is going to continue to go ahead and give the fruit on it. And like I said, it is a higher yielding tomato, and it works great in containers. And I had one in here before that I had in for like 2 years. So it was kind of time for that one there to just go ahead and, you know, take that one out and start off with a new one. It would have definitely kept going, but I just wanted to kind of start off with a new one. So you can see there's some more blossoms down here. Down here that are coming, and I have some flowers on here that are opening. I am going to kind of be pruning this a little bit. I let all of my side branches on my tomato plants. I don't actually prune the side branches off because I like a nice full tomato plant. But I do remove some of the leaves. Like this leaf right here, I will be removing this one here. And I'm going to be letting this side shoot here come out and branch off for a new thing, because this right here, it's really not doing anything for the plant. It's kind of taking up extra food. So I just want to feed the plant as much as possible with the side branches and for the fruit here. So like this one here, you can see there's a little branch starting right here, and I'll be taking this leaf off when this branch here gets larger to about this size here. Then this leaf here will be removed. And another reason why I kind of prune my tomato plants up some is it also helps for airflow, because your tomato plants need to be able to get the airflow through to breathe. It's going to help with getting rid of, helping to prevent diseases and different things. So some little pruning goes a long way. Because when the air can flow through, it can keep your foliage drier, especially like after it rains and stuff. Now, one word of caution though when you do prune your stuff, especially like if you live down south, you don't want to get what they call Sunscald. And what can happen is your fruit on top, your tomato fruit on top, can actually get like a Sunscald from it. And it will ruin the top of your fruit. Sometimes it can ruin the whole tomato if it gets it bad enough. It has happened to us already up here. We're gardening in Pennsylvania in Zone 5B, and we have had it where on a few varieties it has happened. So just a word of caution when you do prune, that you don't over prune and expose too much of the fruit to the sunlight. Because I know like people who live down south, or like Texas, Arizona, California, Southern California, they have to use shade cloths to try and help protect their plants and to try and help protect the fruit so that it doesn't get sun scald. Now this is being fed with Sea Magic. It gets fed with that twice a week. And I've also been feeding it with Epsom Salt. And I am using about a half a teaspoon of Epsom salts to a half a gallon of water. And I just go ahead and water that into the soil one time a week. And that's really helping with keeping the foliage nice and green. It's going to be helping give the plant the nutrients that it needs. And it did have some of the expert tomato and vegetable food mixed in with the soil when I put that in. Now, I will be feeding it with that again as soon as it's time for it to be fed with that again. And I do keep my soil well watered on this. I don't want it to dry out, especially not to the point where it wilts. If it happens to do that, I go ahead and give it some water, but I try and, you know, really watch the water with it. And I water the soil. I don't water the foliage because I don't want any type of blight or disease to start on the foliage. Any leaves that will be touching the soil. This one down here is buried into the soil, so this leaf here is going to have to actually come off. And I will be taking this one off because when your leaves of your tomato plants touch the soil, or like when the water splashes the soil up onto your tomato plants, especially at night, it can lead to blights and diseases. So this one here is definitely going to be being taken off here because I don't want to have any issues with disease or blight on my tomato plants. So any leaf touching the soil is gone. And that's the same way for your tomato plants outside. Any leaf that would be touching the soil surface, you want to go ahead and just get rid of it, and that will help with blights and diseases. The ones outside, we did have some rain at night and they were kind of looking a little iffy, so we went ahead and we did give them a dose of Neem Oil Spray. We do prefer to grow our tomato plants in straw bales outside. We do have some that we grow in the ground, but the straw bale method is our favorite method. We do have videos on our channel for how we plant our tomato plants outside in the straw bales, so you can check those out. So as this continues to grow, I'm going to come back with more video updates, and I'm going to show it to you here. Really looking forward to getting to have our fresh tomatoes out of the garden and out of the greenhouses. Now this tomato here would have been giving a lot sooner, but it got delayed when I had to wait to transplant it, because if I recall right, I had ran out of soil and I had to wait to get some so I could, you know, fill up my big containers and go ahead and get it transplanted here. So the early treat hybrid tomato, very high yielding tomato, not a very large fruited tomato. I wouldn't call it a cherry tomato, but it's not like one of your real big like Park Whoppers or beef steaks or something like that. It is a smaller one. Excellent for containers. You do have to stake it or like cage it, especially if you're going to grow it even in a container, because it's going to get big. So as this continues to grow, I'm going to come back with more videos. I'm going to show it to you. So if you like my video, please like, comment, subscribe. Please don't forget to hit the little notification button that tells I put a new video on. You can also follow me on Twitter. I have a link down in the description for my Twitter account. Thank yous for watching, and I hope you have a nice day. Bye!